Hello viewers, welcome to my channel History Hub. Today we will now about the history of United States part 15. By 1890 American industrial and protection and far and captia income the excluded those of all other world and nations in response the heavy and debates and dec- decreasing farms and price and white the cotton and farmers and joined the populist part, populist party an unprecedented and we have immigration from Europe and start with the both and provide the labor for American industry and created hundreds and communities with industrial previously and developed areas from 1880 to 1914 peaks and years of immigration. More than 22 million people migrated to the United States and most on ski and roads and quickly founded job mines and mills and factories and many immigrants who are the clay craftsmen and especially from Belgium and Germany and bring the human skill and other sword and farmers especially from Germany and Scandinavia who is vast and expensive land one he is Parimis and from railroads who send and then sent Europe property and growing inequally and dangerous working condition along and movement which is the included violent strict skilled work and branded together to control and their craft enterprises was and farming and labor unions in the industrial areas of the northeast and before the 1930 few factories workers and joined the unions in the labor and movement and Samuel's Grove and lead American and Federation of Labor 1886 and 1924 and coordinating and multiple unions. Industrial growth and was rapid and led by John and Rockwell in the wild and Henry and Cambridge with the steel and both and became the leaders and philosophy and growth and of wealth and grieving was there. Forest and created the modern system of hospitals and universities and liberties and foundations. The panic of 1893 broke out of was a sharp and nationwide desperations impacting farmers, workers, and businessmen who is price and was and the profits was and many railroads went and bankrupt and the uh, res, restaurant and political election failed on of the Democratic Party whose leader and president group and claimed and should be the much and blamed labor and underested involved and numerous and strict and most not available the violent plan and streak of the 1894 which is the shot down and federal troops and under and Cleveland shoulder and the populist and party gain its strength and among the cotton and wheat and farmers as well and coals and miners but was overtaken by the even and more popular faith and free silver and movements which the demanded using and silver and glided by the money supply and lending to the infiltrations of the civilians and promised would, would end the desperations. The financial railroad and business communities fought back and hard and airing the around that gold standard, and would save in economics in the most intense and election in the nation's and history. And conservative Republican Williams McKinley and defeated and Silver Williams and Jennings Bryan, who ran is then Democrats and populist, and the Silver Republican tickets. Ben swept and would be the Western but cleanly run up the land shelters and among the middle class, industrial workers and cities, and among the unscaped and farmers in the Middle West. And prosperity returned under the McKinley. The gold and standard was inculcated, and the trips was raised by 1900. The U.S. had a strong grasp and economy went to global and part of the short and regions in 1907 1920 to the overall economic reminded and prosperous and growing until 1929 and Republican City. McKinley police took the credit. The United States and immigrate was a world economic and military and power after the 1890. The main episode was fired the Southern American War, which was begun in Spain, refused the American demand to reform its oppressive and policies in Cuba. The Splendid and Little War, as a one and official called it involved and series of quick Americans victorians from one land at sea at the Treaty of Paris and Page and Conference of United States and acquired the Philippines and Puerto Rico and Guo. And Cuba became the independent country under close American struggle and but with the world and widely popular. Those Page and Trans and proved and controversial Sir Williams and Jennings Bryan and led his Democratic Party in opposition to control of the Philippines, which he democrated and impartialities and under becoming to American and democracy. And President Williams McKinley and defined the accusations and was reading highly nations had returned and property the terminations and McLean and divided the Richmond in 1900 president elections after defending the recharging and influentially the United States and achievement. A little in the Philippines expected in the elections and the something and in the public and health it also the bold rate and growth and wilds by infrastructural and development clusters its early and behavior the railroads and the railroads and by 1908 and however Americans and lost interested in empires and turned their international attentions to the Caribbean, specifically building and the Panama Canal. The canal opened in 1914 and increased the trade with Japan and the rest and for East. A Q inventions was a open door policy where the imperial powers were given and equal access to Chinese business and with of modern allowed the to take and control of China. Thank you for watching my videos. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for upcoming videos. Goodbye.